Princess Leonor, Spain's Gen Z queen shaping the future crown sparkles. The palace is quiet. The cameras are focused. Everyone expects a polished, poised young princess. But then she appears, not just as a princess, but as someone redefining what royalty can be. She isn't simply waiting for the crown. She is shaping what it means to rule. And she's only 18. Princess Leonor, Spain's Gen Z heir, is not a princess of tradition. She is a princess of her time. She is not defined by gowns or jewels. She is defined by presence, intention, and an authenticity that resonates across generations. At first glance, Leonor looks like any young royal, poised, elegant, careful in her gestures. But look closer. The details reveal her influence. The choice of a coat, the subtle tailoring of a dress, the careful balance between color and simplicity, all communicate confidence and authority. This is not fashion for attention. This is communication through attire, through posture, through every visible decision. Her year has been full of moments that reveal the depth of her preparation. From attending solemn national ceremonies to connecting with youth and cultural leaders, Leonor has shown an intuitive understanding of her role. At a high-profile event earlier this year, she arrived in a tailored red ensemble, not to dazzle, but to signify leadership. The color was bold yet controlled. The lines were minimal but commanding. In that moment, Spain realized that Leonor was no longer just an observer of tradition, she was defining it. She balances this authority with moments of relatability. When visiting schools or cultural institutions, she favors approachable, comfortable ensembles, soft blouses, structured trousers, simple footwear. She moves with ease, smiles genuinely, listens attentively. These moments, though understated, reveal a young royal who understands people, who values connection, who is learning how to lead through presence as much as protocol. Her style is more than clothing. It is generational communication. Gen Z values authenticity, intentionality, and leadership rooted in personal integrity. Leonor embodies these ideals. She wears her identity rather than disguising it. She blends youth with responsibility, vulnerability with maturity. In doing so, she sets a new tone for what it means to be a young royal in the 21st century. And her influence goes beyond appearances. Every public action, every carefully curated outfit, every interaction builds the narrative of a modern monarchy. She attends environmental initiatives with subtle elegance, signaling concern without dramatization. She participates in cultural celebrations, showing respect while maintaining authenticity. She communicates, silently but powerfully, that leadership is not performative, it is purposeful. Her mother, Queen Letizia, has been a guiding force. Letizia is known worldwide for her fashion acumen and her mastery of symbolic communication through style. But Leonor is not imitating her. She is learning, absorbing, adapting, and then making choices that reflect her individuality. She studies diplomacy, history, and public perception with the same rigor she applies to her academic and military training. Her wardrobe is a reflection of these lessons, intentional, measured, expressive without excess. One of the most striking examples came during the royal anniversary ceremony. Leonor wore a sleek black suit. Tailored, structured, understated. A look that spoke louder than any gown could. In that moment, she communicated readiness, authority, and modern femininity. She showed that royal fashion could convey leadership as effectively as a speech, a policy, or a public appearance. The public noticed. Commentators praised her poise. Gen Z saw a young woman breaking expectations without breaking decorum. Yet, there are also moments that show her evolving personality, moments of levity and charm that humanize her. During cultural engagements with young people, she laughs, gestures naturally, and dresses in soft, approachable fabrics. These moments do not diminish her authority, they enhance it. They show a leader who can balance empathy with responsibility, approachability with gravitas. Throughout the year, Leonor's color palette has reflected her growth. Pastels and soft neutrals signal warmth and relatability. Strong tones, navy, crimson, black, signal authority and maturity. She understands the power of symbolism, not just in words but in visual storytelling. Every choice is intentional, layered with meaning, demonstrating a rare level of awareness for someone so young. Her emergence as a style icon is inseparable from her emergence as a leader. Fashion analysts, journalists, and the public recognize that Leonor's influence is not superficial. She inspires because she embodies authenticity, discipline, and a modern vision of monarchy. She challenges outdated notions of what a young royal should wear, act, or be, while honoring the responsibilities of her role. Spain watches with anticipation. Europe observes closely. The world begins to understand that Leonor represents more than continuity, she represents evolution. A monarchy that listens to its people, adapts to its generation, and projects relevance without sacrificing dignity. The curiosity around her is perpetual. Every public appearance invites questions. What does her choice of attire signal today? How is she preparing for her future reign? How does she balance tradition with innovation? And with each answer, another question arises, another moment to watch and analyze, another insight into the making of a Gen Z queen. Her intelligence, discipline, and thoughtful communication are amplified through every outfit, gesture, and interaction. She has learned that leadership is about presence as much as position, that influence can be exerted quietly yet powerfully. This year, her wardrobe has not only captured attention, it has conveyed a philosophy of leadership. By observing her engagements, her ceremonial roles, and her interactions with the public, it becomes clear that Princess Leonor is shaping a new model of monarchy. She blends ceremonial expectation with contemporary understanding, personal identity with national symbolism, youth with readiness. Her style is inseparable from her leadership. Her choices are inseparable from her vision for the future. And as the year closes, one realizes that Princess Leonor is more than a fashion phenomenon. She is a living example of how a young royal can redefine the role she is destined to inherit. She demonstrates that the next generation of monarchy can be authentic, approachable, and influential, while remaining deeply respectful of history and responsibility. Every appearance, every outfit, every carefully considered gesture contributes to the narrative of Spain's Gen Z queen. Her influence extends far beyond Spain's borders. She is being watched, studied, and admired internationally, not merely for her style, but for the way she embodies the potential of a modern monarchy. Princess Leonor's story this year is one of growth, intentionality, and quiet power. She has not sought to dazzle. She has sought to define, to lead, to connect, to evolve. Her fashion choices, her public engagements, and her demeanor all tell a story of preparation, authenticity, and vision. Spain, and the world, are witnessing the emergence of a new kind of queen, a Gen Z queen who respects tradition but does not fear innovation, who balances authority with empathy, who leads by example as much as by position. Princess Leonor is not waiting to inherit the crown. She is actively shaping the future of Spain, demonstrating that leadership and style can coexist, that youth can meet responsibility, and that a monarchy can evolve without losing its soul. Her story is only beginning. Her influence, carefully measured yet undeniable, will define not just the future of Spanish royalty, but the perception of leadership for an entire generation. Princess Leonor, Spain's Gen Z queen, leading today, shaping tomorrow, and redefining what it means to rule with authenticity, intelligence, and grace.